Hey everyone, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your daily forecast for the day of Monday, May 7th, 2018. Now what we've got going on today is the moon hanging out right here in Aquarius. When the moon's in Aquarius, it brings our attention to our goals, our dreams, our hopes for the future. Also, what else? The groups of people that you socialize with, being out and about, hanging out with friends. And also with Aquarius, I like to think innovative solutions to problems, considering that Aquarius is a very innovative and a forward-thinking sign. Okay, so that's what we're focusing on today. Now at 3 a.m. Mountain Time, this moon in Aquarius comes into a conjunction here with the South Node, where you can kind of see it in this chart. Okay, what that could bring at 3 a.m. are feelings of being held back, feeling like it's hard for us to move forward. Maybe we're dealing with old issues, old problems, taking care of old business that we don't want to be dealing with anymore. Okay, coming back to kind of get us. All right, and really needing at this time in the morning to really deal with these things from the past, even if it's not what we want to do. Maybe as well with the moon on the South Node, feeling disconnected from life, feeling like it's hard for us to engage, and again, needing to take some time out today to do some things from the past, to see things from a different perspective, and to detach ourselves from some situations that are going on, being very helpful even if we don't want to do it, okay? So that's what's happening at 3 a.m. and that's going to stick with us for a few hours, because the next aspect happens at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. And at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, this moon in Aquarius is going to come into a trine with Venus. And what that could bring are lots of conversations at 3 p.m. about relationships, about money, about where you see your relationships going, or how it is you want to use your money in a better way. Also as well about what it is that you value, how you can bring in the future more of what it is that you value into your life. I say conversations because Venus is here in Gemini, and Gemini is the sign of communicating with other people and of thinking to yourself. So you could also be thinking a lot about your future, who you want in your future, what you want your future to look like, what kind of money you make, how you deal with your money in the future could be something that does come in at 3 p.m. Okay, I like to think that it's going to be positive whatever you think about, but the moon on the South Node is hard. We have a lot of other things also going on in the background that are also a little bit difficult. So even if you are thinking a lot about the future, your relationships and your money, and just a future you like better, I think there could be some difficult undertones to it, okay? So that's what we've got going on there. Then at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, so a few hours later, the moon moves further through Aquarius and makes a square over to the sun in Taurus. And that's a third quarter moon, when the moon squares the sun right after a full moon. And what that brings, I want to say, is really a time for us to reflect and introspection. That to me is what a third quarter moon is best served for. Not a good time to act, not a good time to do, not a good time to initiate, to start anything new, but a really good time coming in tomorrow, and especially at the nighttime, to process everything that's happened to you lately, to integrate it into your life, to start to hopefully understand it more, or to try to make sense of everything that has gone on lately, so that when the new moon comes, not too much longer from now, you can begin to launch forward, feeling much better now, knowing that all of this stuff from the past has been taken care of, more or less. All right, so that's what I think is just a big thing going on today, really trying to take care of some things from the past, to process and to reflect on your life, preferably in a more intellectual way, with the moon being in Aquarius, than an emotional way, so that you can get a better view, a bird's eye view of what's happening, so that you can proceed forward at another time, not today, in a better way, with more knowledge and insight of what you ultimately want to achieve and where it is that you see life going, okay? So that's what's happening there. Then at 9 p.m. Mountain Time, the moon moves further through Aquarius and makes a square to Jupiter. What that could bring up then are some intense feelings from deep down inside you, of course, with Jupiter and Scorpio, and with this being a square. Okay, we're trying to envision our life here, whether or not we want to, okay, to get a picture of what our future looks like and envision a future that's just better for us. And I think we may have some uncomfortable feelings that are coming up, or some changes in life you may want to make. Now, the key here, I like to think with this aspect, given we've got an Aquarius moon on the South Node at a third quarter moon, is to not get too lost in your feelings feelings or in your emotions that could come in. Okay, I know there's a lot of stuff going on emotionally that is weighing on us, especially with some other things going on right now. I know there may be a lot of stuff that we're trying to make happen, to work, to come together, especially, but I think really needing today to really take that moment to detach from some problems in your life, or to see some of your emotional feelings from different perspectives so that you can move forward. Okay, again, there may be an urge to make a lot of changes in your life with this square to Jupiter, but maybe just holding off from making changes. I mean, if you need to make changes in your life, make changes, but if you don't need to right away, maybe wanting to hold off today to think, especially because Aquarius is an air sign, okay, and to strategize and to plan and to figure out perhaps new and different ways for you to approach some of your old problems or some of your emotional things that may be coming up. Okay, we may want to make changes in our life and do a bunch of stuff to fix a bunch of our problems with Jupiter in a square with the moon, perhaps at 9 p.m. Either that, or we could be feeling really hurt about some of our problems, and I think really needing to just wait and to hold off on making any rash moves, because there could be a better way of doing things or a different way of doing things that you have not thought of before if you just sit with things a little bit longer, process them a little bit more intellectually, okay, and maybe wait for some things to fall into place as you envision more of the future. Okay, so that's what I see going on at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. Then the next aspect actually isn't going to occur until tomorrow, and that's going to be at 5 a.m. tomorrow, and it's when the moon comes into a sextile here with Mercury. And I think what that can bring tomorrow is actually a good chance for us to have a good conversation or to have a good thought about life, to gather information that we need, or to maybe come up with some idea perhaps that we've been working out today that could be more positive. All right, so I do see the morning tomorrow, very early in the morning, being a good thing, having positive conversations or thoughts that can help. It's just today maybe needing to take a step back a minute from your life, from engaging too much in things, so that you can kind of let stuff work in you behind the scenes, okay, going on. And I think if you can do that, if you can hold off on making any big moves today, if you can let things work in you without feeling, without letting it get the best of you, then I think, right, today is just going to be a lot better and a lot easier for you to handle. Okay, because it's going to better inform your decisions in the future, the things you do today, even if you don't realize that that's what is going on. All right, and we really need to take that time out and that step back today to process things intellectually so that we can engage and move forward in a better way later at the new moon, and once the moon hits the north node a few weeks after that, a week or two after that. Okay, so that's what I've got going on there. Now, other stuff happening in the background, maybe I'll start with Mercury in a square with Pluto, which it's exact in today. Okay, and that could bring up some very intense conversations going on about you and about where you see your life going, especially with Pluto here in Capricorn. A lot of these conversations that you're having are not just about you and where your life is going, but how you share money, resources, time, and intimacy with the other people in your life coming in. Because this is a square, because it is Pluto, these conversations could be hard and intense coming in. They could bring up a lot of scary feelings. And with this moon in Aquarius on the south node today, needing to not let yourself get too carried away with feelings, or too carried away in negative conversations or arguments with people as a result of all of this. Okay, I think really needing today, if you're making some negotiations, or if you're talking to some people about some changes you feel you need to make or they need to make, I think the key really being to be patient, to know that Rome isn't built in a day, everything's not going to happen overnight, and to make sure that the way that you're communicating, if you're communicating about some deep and intense feelings, that you're doing it more from a rational point of view and an intellectual point of view, so that your feelings do not get the best of you. All right? So that's what I see going on. Not that you can't make some changes in your life that are for the better, or work with other people to make changes, just that they may not happen today. And just that you may need more time to work them over in your mind, or for other people to work them over in their mind to get a better solution before things all come together. While that's happening, we also do have Venus as well coming into a square with Neptune. That could definitely bring up some confusion about relationships as we're trying to get answers, as we're trying to make some changes to put our life in a better place. Maybe still confused, knowing we need to change something, but not knowing what that is when it comes to money or when it comes to people, of course, with Venus involved. And I think with Neptune here, needing to be patient, needing to wait things out, needing to be compassionate with people, even if it's hard, the answers will come, even if you don't have them right now, and just you need to give them a few more moments, a few more days or so before everything can start to fall into place, and needing to let yourself process things and take a step back in the meantime, even if things are not quite where you want them to be yet. Okay, so that's what's happening there. We also do have Mars very close to Pluto, coming into a square with Uranus sometime this week as well. Again, making us feel very frustrated. We're frustrated with life. We're feeling caged in by life. There's a lot going on, us wanting to break free and really needing, again, still, especially today, to be patient as everything goes on, okay, and to slowly, bit by bit, reveal what you're feeling on the inside, to bring more of what you want authentically out into the open, so that you don't surprise people all at once, or so that you don't bottle everything up and then act out in weird ways later on out of frustration because you were not as open and honest as you could have been about what you really wanted beforehand, okay? And just needing to express yourself authentically, even if you're confused perhaps about what that is, about what you want, okay, and needing to express yourself from a more intellectual point of view instead of an emotional one, which I think can help today, okay? So we've got that going on there. And then the last thing I want to talk about is all these aspects the sun's making. The sun in Taurus, really wanting us to focus a lot on stability, security, on confidence, on bringing more of that into our life. But with the sun in an opposition with Jupiter, as well as with all this Pluto stuff going on, maybe it being hard for us to bring stability into our life because we still have some deep feelings and some changes we want to make coming in, okay? And again, needing to be patient as all of it comes together. The more you can be patient as things go on and try to keep an eye on stability and confidence throughout all of this, it is going to help you here with the sun in a sextile to Neptune feel much better about who it is that you are and overcome the past. Okay, being a big thing. All right, so I think that's all I'm going to talk to you about today, and then I'll save some of the rest for later. All right, now your card for the day is the Two of Swords upright. This to me is a card of choices, having choices to make or big decisions to make. I don't know if today's the day to make those, to be honest. Not on a South Node day, not in a third quarter moon. If you have to make a decision, by all means, make a decision. But if you don't have to, I would say with this card, wait to make it. Coming in. One thing I would recommend, though, is even if today is not a good day to make a decision, I do think today is a good day to gather more of the information that you need to eventually make a decision later. The woman in this card is blindfolded. As you can see, she is afraid of the truth, of the swords that she has, afraid that if she takes the blindfold off, the truth is going to hit her in the face. And I think today is best served not by making hasty decisions and doing things rashly, but by taking the blinders off your own eyes, by gathering information, by considering your options, by thinking about things logically and strategically. And I think if you can gather your information, not be afraid of the news that can come or of the things that people can reveal to you about themselves and about their situations, then I think it will help you to make your decisions later, okay? And it's hard to make decisions that are right for you if you don't have all the information that you need. And I think this card is saying get the information you need today, even if you feel like it's not doing you any good, even if you feel like you're not making any progress, because it will pay off in the future. And don't be afraid to ask something, to say something that can help you if you mean well, if it comes from a good place, and if you are trying to improve a situation instead of make it worse, okay? So that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.